Yes. Lady is standing by the pillar. So the question is there then no need for man to seek for a meaning in his life? Not only his life, but the life of the universe. Right. No, there is no need to seek for a meaning. Meaning, I use the word in rather a definite way. And for me, meaning is a function of signs, particularly of words and symbols. Meaning is the referent of words, as when we take the word water, the meaning of it is something drinkable, whereas the sound water is not drinkable. So therefore, if we ask life to have a meaning, we look for something other than life to be that meaning. And therefore we reduce life to being mere words and mere symbol. Now, of course, you may use the word meaning in a less precise way and say, now, although the music of Bach has no meaning in the sense that it is not like the music of Tchaikovsky, designed to imitate natural events and noises, nevertheless it has meaning in the sense that it enchants us. The patterns of it ravish us in the same way as abstract patterns in an arabesque. That's a little different sense of the word meaning. And yes, I would say that life has that kind of meaning, but you don't seek it. Because if you seek it, you lose it. I see the process of life as an essentially musical process which has no meaning except itself. It is going round in circles, like we love to spin in circles when we're dancing. Like children love to spin around in circles till they get dizzy. That's fun. And so the articulation of wonderful patterns is the meaning of life. If you seek for meaning, now this applies to all seekers. I'm sorry, growth seekers. Seeking's all right. I mean, it's a free country. But it invariably takes you away from what you're looking for. Because every search supposes, I will find it later, not now, in the next moment, that somehow by some gimmick, by some exercise, by some process of transformation, I will later discover what I want. This is postponement. Yes.
I cannot agree with you. What part do you agree with?
Yes.
Because I feel that it's much more profound than that. And that if you do have if you do seek meaning, it doesn't take away from life, it gives to life. And it gives it much more meaningful and profound, a profound thing. That's all I can think of.
Well, this is a matter of words, my friend, because you may think that dancing is superficial, whereas I think it's profound.
Yes.
And so on. And I suggested two meanings of the word meaning, one of which is merely reduces life to being symbolic of something else, something always beyond. Then I'm going to ask, what's the meaning of that? And then we get into that infinite regression of questions. I feel that instead of getting into these infinite regressions of what is beneath, what is behind, look, it's right out in front of you now. And when you catch on to that, now gets very profound. I mean, it's the moment when nothing becomes something. And I don't see how much profounder than that you can get. Yes.
But isn't hide and seek sort of the essential game and seeking fun in itself, even if you never...
Oh yes, I'm telling, I agree with. Seeking can be fun, but it won't get you to what you're looking for. You see, it's a way, seeking is a way of postponing finding. Let's put it off. You see, children on a hot day, they're terribly thirsty. And they say, let's get an ice cream soda. Another kid says, no, let's get thirstier. So when we finally get the ice cream soda, it'll be a real song. This is the principle of postponement. And everybody who is questing, who's practicing yoga and Zen meditation, all that kind of thing, is putting off that ice cream soda.
Well, but if that's the case, what do you propose?
What do I propose? Nothing.
I don't think if you read it in just quite that way, because then you will say nothing is something, and then we'll go around it again. But if you really believe that, then there would be no echelon society. After we all are either whether it's doing something or thinking something, we definitely are not just feeling that we're going to sit and let everything happen to us. Why did I come here? Or why did anyone come here today?
Yeah, but I mean, look here. When you ask always, why did you come? I repeat, that is a barren question. Why did you do it? Why did this happen? It goes a question that peters out. So this is not important. What is important, surely, is this immediate now. Not why are we here, but what are we here? Unless you live in the eternal now, consciously, you have no use for plans. Because people who live in the future, or for the future, when their plans come off, they're not there enjoying them. They're planning for another future. They never catch up with themselves.
Can you not put your future in the now?
Yes, in that sense. Of course. When you make plans, you plan now. And that can be a gas, making plans. But for goodness sake, do it in the now spirit, rather than, as it were, oh, if I can't wait till that happens. Because then if you're in I can't wait spirit, you just bolt life, like somebody swallowing food so fast they can neither taste nor digest it. Yes?
Aren't there really two different ways you can search for something? The second one almost isn't a search. There's the way of intellectually trying to figure it out and plan it, and there's the way of experiencing it. And part of your experience would be taking in what would happen in the future. And that second way isn't a bad search, it's just really being.
Yeah.
So isn't there a type, that's the type of searching for meaning that would be okay, that would be fulfilling?
Well, yes. There is the searching in a spirit that the search is more fun than the finding. You know that? When you're traveling, for example, going somewhere is the real joy of it often. And that's the fallacy of the jet plane, that it abolishes distances between places, and all places which have a distance abolished between them become the same place. So there's no point going to Tokyo if it's already Los Angeles. I mean, this is the thing. Yes, there's a hand here.
Is it possible that in the word seek that we are trapped in a Western word, that it seems as though you're projecting it as going down a road, as though we were going out to look for something?
Well, the comment is about seeking. Is it necessarily a road, like taking a road? Or is seeking also conceivable as readiness to receive? Well, of course, the road isn't a merely Western analog. It's a very common metaphor. The path and the stages of the path, the steps of the path, are used in both East and West. But the Chinese word for the way is Tao, T-A-O. And the path is what we're looking for. In the Chinese sense, you see. The Tao is the works, baby. That is the which than which there is no whicher. And the to be in harmony with the way, to be on the way, you see. But the Tao isn't going anywhere. And that's like when the Chinese poet is wandering in the forest, and he looks at the clouds, and he says, where are they going? No one knows. Where does this path lead? No one cares. I'm wandering on and on in a great forest without thought of return. That is poetic feeling to the Far East, both to the Japanese and the Chinese. They call that spirit yugen. And it's the mysterious going nowhereness of things, the wandering spirit. So that sort of seeking is different from anxiety to get something in the future which you don't have now.
West of the Rockies, you're on the air with Terence McKenna. Hello, where are you, please?
I'm from Sacramento, California.
All right, you're going to have to yell at us from Sacramento. Go ahead.
Okay. Terence, I was just wondering, at your current standpoint relative to the great scheme of things, what would your answer be to the old question, what is the meaning of life on our stay here on Earth?
Oh, wonderful question. One that we started with yesterday. You might ask it this way. What is the greatest question that humanity could have answered for itself?
Well, you know, in classical philosophy, they said, here's what classical philosophy is about. Who are we? Where did we come from? Where are we going? These are the three questions. Everything arises from this. Each leads on to the other. I've tried to look at the question, where did we come from, and have proposed theories about it. By looking into my body, brain, with drugs and meditation and just analytical thinking, I've tried to look at who are we, and then the great unanswered question is, where are we going? You know, what is to be the destiny of the human race? Are we an episode in the biology of this planet, or will we build an Eden strung along the Milky Way, and from there to yet grander and greater things? We don't know how much intelligence there is in the universe, but we certainly know that something has broken out on this planet in our species that is like nothing else in the order of nature.
What if we are nothing more than a virtual zip on the face of reality?
Well, if by virtual you mean that we are inside some kind of artificial simulacrum, that this is a piece of software being run, well, then the question is, by who and to what end? I could accept that. My life is so much like a story that I'm constantly asking the question, who writes this?
Who writes this stuff?
Who writes this stuff? I mean, who thought me up? Who thought Art Bell up and put us talking like this in front of 22 million people? That doesn't happen in reality. That kind of thing happens in art of a very finely honed sort. And so I want to know, what is the medium and who is the artist and who's paying for this production?